number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go.
A very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Fair Play. My name is Dianime Uko. As you know, Fair Play is a program where we bring you up to speed with all the sporting events that did happen across and around the world, beginning from home, beginning from Akwa Ibom, beginning from Nigeria, beginning from Africa. I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have my colleague here seated with me, and together we'll be doing justice to all the sporting activities that did go down, especially across the weekend. Like I said, my name is Dianime Uko, and I have John Paul Alumona with me here. Good afternoon, John Paul.
Good afternoon, Dianime, and welcome back from your leave.
Okay, so I did have a good time, and I'm happy to be back on your screen again. We'll be talking about issues majorly concerning football. We'll go to Europe, talk to what's happening in England or what did happen over the weekend in the English Premier League. We will come back home, tell you about what did happen over the weekend in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Then we'll head to the Super Eagles camp, where of course players are expected already, I think from today, to hit the Eagles camp ahead of the games we're expecting against Rwanda and the rest. That will be on the 14th, and of course all of this will bring you up to speed with. But let's begin from what happened over the weekend in the English Premier League. I'm just going to do a very quick rundown of the matches that were played in the English Premier League, and I'll also bring you up to speed with what the table looks like. So over the weekend we had Brentford defeating Bournemouth by 3-2. We had Crystal Palace losing at home to Fulham. They lost by 2-0. West Ham, Everton, it was goalless. For the first time in a long while, we had Wolves defeating Southampton by 2-0. Brighton defeating the almighty Manchester City by 2-1. We had Liverpool defeating Aston Villa to remain top of the log with 2-0. Manchester United defeating Leicester City by 3-0. It was Nottingham Forest losing at home to Newcastle by 3-1. Tottenham also lost at home to Ipswich Town. That was a big surprise by 1-2. Then Chelsea, Arsenal, that was a London derby, that was 1-1. So before I allow John Paul to speak a bit to a few of those highlights that did happen, especially Manchester City losing, I think for the first time, yes, in the English Premier League this season. Let's tell you how it looks like on the table. Liverpool are top on the table with 28 points. Manchester City are second with 23. Chelsea are third. Wow, that's a big one, with 19 points. Arsenal are fourth on the log with still 19 points. Let's go down the table to tell you how it is. Southampton are rock bottom with just 4 points. Wolves are 19th on the log with 6 points. Crystal Palace are 18 on the log with just 7 points. The Manchester City losing for the first time in the English Premier League this season.
Yes, Dianime Uko, if you remember last time we were talking about the winning run of Manchester City.
You really wanted them to lose?
No, yes, I wanted them to lose, but I didn't expect them to lose like 4 matches in all competitions also. You know, they're a very big team. Pep Guardiola has done very well for himself and for the club, and then you know, the way they are going, you know, my concern was that I wanted them to lose because EPL is a competitive league, and if a team is just going that way, to be like a one-man show. But I'm happy the way it is going. And then even the if you look at the log, they are still comfortable, even though Liverpool has 5 points away, 28 points. Then Man City on 23 points. It's still a good one. and I hope they will come back to the drawing board to get it right.
There was also Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea, Arsenal. It was a good one for Chelsea fans. You know, they're always making noise, trying to exaggerate everything. But I'm happy that at least Arsenal, they were able to silence them at home with that 1-1 draw, which is not a bad one. And you remember, Arsenal has also done very well this season somehow. So even their position in the log fourth on the log is not a bad one. And then Manchester United, my own team, winning Leicester by 3 goals to.
And placed 13th on the log.
It does not matter. The result, what you show is that they're improving. And you know, in football, once you are getting a good result, you are sure that you come up the speed. So it's a good one for them.
Okay, so you please at this point take us back home to the NPFL. Give us the result as things did happen over the weekend, and also what the table looks like.
Okay, thank you very much, Danny May. For the Nigerian Professional Football League, on Saturday, that 9th of November, we had Bendel Insurance losing 1-0-1 to Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars getting a away win there with Ahmed Musa and this Shehu Abdullahi doing well for themselves. Then we have Lobby Stars 3, Abia Warriors 1. Then on Sunday, we have Nasarawa United 0, Kwara United 1. So Kwara 1 away. Then Plateau United played goalless with Rangers International. You know how that one went. It was the Rangers fans were attacked. I don't know why, but I think you give more insight on that.
We're going to speak to that afterwards.
Okay, now, then Heartland defeated Sunshine 1-0. It's a good one for former under-17 coach Amunike. Then Enyimba played goalless with Remo Stars. Rivers United lost to Bayelsa United. Katsina United 1, Ikorodu City 2. So Katsina United lost at home. Then Niger Tornadoes defeated our own Akwa United 1-0. Akwa is on the 20th position, as you know. Then the last but not the least is Shooting Stars 3, Academy Warriors. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it like on the log? Tell us at least the first 5 teams and topping the league, and of course the bottom 5.
Yes, I'll mention Akwa United.
Akwa United
yes.
are rock bottom.
So in the first 5, we have Remo Stars with 22 points, Rivers United 21 points, Enyimba FC 19 points, Niger Tornadoes on the 4th position with 17 points, while Kano Pillars are in the 5th position with 17 points. Then down the bottom, we have Akwa United in the 20th position with 9 points. Lobby Stars 19th position with 12 points. Nasarawa United are on the 18th position with 12 points. Katsina United 17th position with 12 points. While Bendel Insurance 16th position with 12 points. Then coming up, you'll see Bayelsa United on the 13th. They are occupying 15th position with 13 points.
Okay, so this weekend did see 1, 2, 3, 4 away wins in the Nigeria Professional Football League, and it is we're seeing some kind of a paradigm shift in the NPFL this season. Before now, it was difficult to find teams win away from home. The highest they will get used to be a draw, but now we're seeing away teams winning, and of course it's boosting the profile of the league. What do you make of this?
It's a good development, just like what we see in the English Premier League, where a away team can win or they can draw. You know, it used to be Aqua is playing at home, for instance, they are going to win. Rangers are playing at home, they are going to win. But now you cannot predict. That's the beauty of the league. You know, and the fans will also be entertained, because even for the bookmakers, it will not be a win-win situation. Yes, you can just stick home. But now you cannot predict. Look at Ikorodu United going to get away
far away Katsina
United. So it's a good one, and I believe the organizers of the league are doing very well to ensure that the standard improves.
Well, is it only about the organizers of the league, or the players themselves, the coaches, and the fans? Because the fans in Nigeria are a big factor in ensuring that teams win, teams lose, and of course teams draw. Apart from the result, we also look at the conduct of the fans. That will now take us to
Plateau,
to Jos, where An ordinary goalless draw. Plateau United against Enugu Rangers. The fans descended on Enugu Rangers players, beat them.
Destroyed their fans,
destroyed their boss, and injuring players. Where in football does this happen?
It's a bad development, and it's not a good PR for our league. It's not a good one, because one would be asking, what if Rangers had won in Jos? That means someone would have lost his or her life. So it's uncalled for, and I believe that the league organizers will do something drastic to serve as deterrent to others. Because in football, like I've seen teams come to that's where Aqua United need to be commended, because their fans, their conduct, they have a well-organized fan that accepts whichever result. They understand, Aqua United fans understand that Aqua can lose at home, Aqua can go away and win, and Aqua can draw. That is what I expect from some of those teams up down north, because unfortunately that's what we notice.
It's usually
in the north. Yes, if it's not Kano Pillars, it will be Plateau United and all that. It's not a good one, and I believe the league organizers, the MPFL, they should do something to ensure that such things does not repeat itself.
So what punitive measures do you think should be meted out to Plateau United at this time?
I'm not the chairman of National Sports Commission,
but
ordinarily,
yes, what follows this kind of
ordinarily, just like what happened in Libya, where Super Eagles were frustrated, and at the end of the day, the Confederation of African Football were able to sanction Libya and also gave Super Eagles of Nigeria 3 goals and 3 points. And then $50,000 fine to Libya. So if such fine could be meted, or such penalty could be meted to Plateau United management, it will be nice. And then the fans that perpetrated that act will be fished out and punished. They can also be banned from playing. Maybe they could be banished from playing at home, or let them play
in their home stadium.
For
me, what good part of what should be meted out to them, the punitive measures that should be meted out to them, they should be made to play the remaining part of the league season in the south. You can just look for a stadium for them. They play in the south so that they understand what it means to travel week in and week out. Because if we had Enugu Rangers move all of the way from the southeast to the north central, where that particular match did take place, and they gave a good account of themselves, the match ended goalless. I see no reason. We must, on this platform, condemn every form of hooliganism in football.
Sure.
It is not allowed. It has no place in football. And of course, we join every other well-meaning football fans across the world to condemn hooliganism. It has no place in football.
It has no place. And then Plateau United is they are in the 8th position. It's not even a bad position for them. While Rangers are in the 6th position. I wonder why the fans could go that.
They were not in the relegation waters.
Honestly, so, and then the league is just starting, just 11 matches out of 36 or so. So I don't see why 38. So I don't see why such hooliganism could be, or such attack is uncalled for, and it's not necessary. Honestly.
And also in the NPFL, we have seen Kennedy Boboye.
Yes, after that loss to Owerri.
Yes, to Heartland.
Yes, I learned it was because, not only because of the loss, but because of what he termed interference from some management into his team, this thing and all that. It's not a good one, because normally, some coaches only like to have a free hand when it has to do player selection and everything. But in this instance, I don't know what happened. He can explain better, but I believe losing that match to Heartland, I don't think, ordinarily, in all fairness,
it was just 1-0.
Yes, just that volume. So I don't see why he should resign, but I think he knows.
Currently, Sunshine Stars are 14th on the log.
Yes, which is not a bad result.
11, doing well. With 11 matches played so far. So, well, it's football, and in football we expect that certain movements can happen. This is not just only to Nigeria. We've seen over the weekend Roma did sack their coach, Roma in Italy. So we're expecting that, of course, in the course of right now as we speak. I think Manchester United, the new coach, will be taking over the reins of power today, and we see that across the world in football. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. If need be, that Aqua United should have to take this route to ensure that it is salvaged from the relegation waters. Of course, we will. Why won't you support it?
No, the thing is, that is it. If a coach has played 11 matches and is still occupying the 20th position, it's not a good one with only 9 points. Meaning he just won 2 and drew 3 matches. It's really a very bad one, and it's not a nice one. I believe the management of Aqua United should do something to ensure that Aqua improves.
All right, so that will be all from the home scene. At this point, let us head to the Super Eagles camp where a lot is happening. The players, we're beginning to expect the players after the matches over the weekend for their respective clubs. We're expecting that the players will converge in camp with Austin Eguavoen still the interim coach of the Super Eagles. We're expecting that. Of course, earlier before now, we had seen the team lists, and let's bring us up to speed again with what the team lists look like. For the goalkeepers, we have Stanley Nwabali, we have Maduka Okoye, and we have Amas Obasogi. And for the defenders, we have Bright Osai Samuel, Calvin Bassi, we have William Trust Ekong, the captain of the team. We have Ola Aino, we have Bruno Onyemechi, we have Gabriel Osho and Victor Collins. These are the 2 new players who have been introduced into the team. We're going to speak about those players in a bit. Then for the midfielders, we have Alex Iwobi, we have Frank Onyeka, we have Alassane Yusuf, we have Wilfred Ndidi, our ever present in the midfield. We have Fisayo Dele Bashiru, and we have Raphael Onyedika. Then for the forwards, we have Ademola Lukman, we have Samuel Chukwueze, we have Victor Osimhen, who is banging goals left, right, center from all cylinders. We have Moses Simon, we have Kelechi Iheanacho, we have Victor Boniface, and we have Umar Sadiq. 3 new players that have been brought into the team by Austin Eguavoen, and that is okay. Umar Sadiq is not
He's not a new player.
Just that he had a very long stay off football because of a long injury.
Yes.
He's back, and his form has not been very consistent for Real Sociedad of Spain.
Not at
Then
all.
we have Gabriel Osho, who is new to the team. We also have Victor Collins, the only domestic player from Nasarawa United who has made the team. What do you make of this list?
It's a good one. At least the likes of Tamino, that most journalists were always complaining when we were having a press conference. What qualified him to be invited into the Super Eagles? At least he was dropped. Although some analysts have also complained about Kelechi Iheanacho and
his inconsistency
in his club. And then looking at Umar Sadiq now, it's actually the list. It's okay for me, but these 2, Kelechi Iheanacho and Umar Sadiq, when we have Cyril Dessers doing very well, and the coach even promised journalists last time you hear that he's going to invite Cyril Dessers because of his current form. I don't know, maybe the coach did say that Iheanacho is a team player and he has influence on the rest of the squad. I don't know the kind of influence, but that's just it.
Maybe for
experience sake, yes.
For
and then looking at the front line, we don't have any problem there. Looking at Victor Boniface, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lukman, and all that, they are doing well in their various clubs.
Yes.
And then hopefully we may not have problems scoring goals. Then in the midfield, we also have the usual names that we have there. They've been doing well for them.
Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, Alassane Yusuf,
yes.
Wilfred Ndidi.
Yes.
And of course, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who scored the last time for us.
A new sensation in the Super Eagles midfield. So these guys in the midfield, I believe they will do well. The only thing is that maybe what Nigerians will call a headache for the coach, picking the best combination for a match, especially in that midfield. Yes, yeah. When you have Alex Iwobi, Frank Onyeka, Alassane Yusuf, Wilfred Ndidi, Fisayo Dele Bashiru, and then Raphael Onyedika, picking the right persons there. Because remember, Bashiru came in as a sub and scored. Yeah. And then most fans were lamenting that Alex Iwobi wasted a lot of scoring chances. But if you go to match statistics, you find out that Alex Iwobi actually performed very well in that encounter. For the fact that he was not able to score does not mean that he's not a good player. Because what coaches consider at times is your contribution generally to the overall movement of the team. Yes. So it's a good one. Then
you've talked about, before we continue to look at the players.
Okay.
You talked about the experience of Kelechi Iheanacho. If we're talking about his experience in the team, don't you also think it will be proper to bring in our original captain in the person of Ahmed Musa, given his experience? If we're talking about experience in the team, given Kelechi Iheanacho's inconsistency.
Yes, if I am the coach, I would have invited Cyril Dessers based on his current form, because Victor Boniface and Victor Osimhen, in football, maybe during training we don't pray for such, but anything can happen. And they need a player that is in top form and a player that can give you.
That's a threat in front of the
yes,
goal.
but don't also forget that in 2021 in Cameroon during the African Nations Cup, Iguavon played Iheanacho as a 10, as attacking midfielder, and he did very well. Remember that match against Egypt?
Yes.
He scored that wonderful goal. So coaches also have their own biases in terms of sentiment and the players that they believe in, players that they believe that can give them what they want.
Well, we really hope that we hope to see Austin Eguavoen put up the very best of squad that will be able to get us the necessary wins. We have need for just one.
Yeah,
point.
that's what I wanted to remind you, that we only have we just need 1 point, whether draw or any, and we're still coming to you on 18th to play Rwanda. So the coach doesn't have anything to worry about, so to say. I believe the invitation of Gabriel Osho of he was in Luton Town FC, which he joined in 2020, and then Victor Collins. It's also an exposure for them, and then trying to also bring in new players to have experience of how the national team experience is.
We've always made a case for home-based players to make the Super Eagles squad. Today we have just, like you said, we have just Victor Collins
and this goalkeeper.
Yes, and the goalkeeper, and these are now 2. Yeah. But the tendency that they will play is very slim.
Yes, the tendency, they may not play, but being in the squad, it's a moral booster. They are learning from those ones in the field of play.
Yes.
You are a player yourself, so at times sitting on the bench is something that can help you going forward.
At least they will get the match bonuses, right?
Sure, yes. And also enjoy with the rest of the squad. So it's a good one.
Okay, so that will bring us almost to the end of this program today. But before we go, let me quickly remind us that the Super Eagles will first play against Benin Republic away from home. That will be on the 14th of November. That is on Thursday. Then we will now come back to Nigeria to play at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium against Rwanda on the 18th of November 2024. So you keep our fingers crossed like we always do. We pray for our Super Eagles and we wish them nothing short of the very best. That's a wrap on today's edition of Fair Play. Thank you so much for being a part of the program. Thank you, John Paul, for making it to the program today.
Thanks, and thank you for keeping a day with us. We urge you to keep a day with us, same time, same station. From me, it's goodbye.
Thank you so much once again. We'll do this again next Monday, God willing. Have a great week ahead.
Champions, for the champions.